All right, how about a good old-fashioned quick hit, bite me short interview with Captain Dean Thomas right here. All right, Dean. I would say what we had today was roaming fish. Like they were in different areas. We would hit some. We ended up with about pushing 30 fish, a lot of trout, a couple of reds. And the question I have for you, for a lot of our listeners and viewers, is how do you approach that? Like you got pods of fish, you're in them deep, then it shuts down, etc.
It's been an interesting week. If you follow the podcast, you hear us talk about schooling reds in the winter and things to start to school up and gather up. That really hasn't taken place completely yet. They're widely dispersed is the best way to explain it. I mean, we're still doing long drifts, we're covering a lot of water, but there's a lot of speckled trout on the grass beds. That has been consistent. The trout are definitely making a move, and the rhythm of the day has been interesting. We've had mornings where we get them real good, and then we go through a slow spell and hit another one. Yesterday afternoon, we had some crazy good action. I mean, non-stop, big speckled trout. We came out this morning, we had a nice flurry at daylight, and then a little break in the action. The water temperature is still 65 degrees though, even though here we are at the 1st of December, it have 80-degree days. It's been very mild. So we're still in the process of figuring out a lot of things.
One more question, because we experienced this today. A lot of times you see a lot of schooling smaller fish, and it's like, well, just a bunch of small fish. That's not always the case, though, and that was not the case today. We caught some small fish, but we caught some nice sized trout as well.
And we've had that conversation recently on the podcast. Do you leave small fish to find bigger fish? And they're intermingled. I mean, we've had, even today, we mixed in a couple of redfish with the speckled trout in areas that in the summer and the warmer weather are exclusively redfish, and then you rarely catch a trout. So right now, I mean, we're catching 20 or 30 or 40 speckled trout to 2 or 3 redfish. But there's big ones intermingled with the little ones. You go through a lot of little fish, and then you get the payoff with a big one. So you just got to keep beating it up. Windy days, we're still doing long drifts. I have been circling back and drifting the same area.
That's what I was talking about too. Yeah. That is Captain Dean Thomas. By the way, don't forget to hit him up, Slow Ride Guide. You can find him on the Bite Me group page on Facebook. You can find him all the social media, Slow Ride Guide. Dean will take care of you. By the way, it's not even 10 a.m. and we're back with pushing 30 fish. So don't forget to subscribe to the podcast as well, and right here on YouTube.